role. To enforce his will, Leopold established the Force Publique, his own private army in the Congo. Many of the soldiers were African children captured at an early age and raised in the Catholic missions, brainwashed to become obedient soldiers. The force was supplemented with mercenaries from Zanzibar and handpicked from the Congolese men who were the fittest and strongest. These soldiers were forced to serve a minimum of 7 years. There were no black officers, with most of them being from Belgium and Northern Europe. The officers were young and inexperienced, but they were eager to engage in what they saw as an adventure. Many lacked any understanding of the native populations or the men they commanded. Originally, the force was used to deal with the Arab slave traders in the area, but in time, even the slave soldiers were forced into its ranks. Its role was soon changed to enforcing Leopold's greed and desire to make as much money as possible. As the absolute ruler of the Congo Free State, Leopold's ambition for wealth was finally realized in the demand for rubber. As the need for tires for motorcycles and automobiles grew, so did the demand for rubber. Wild rubber plants were widely found in the Congo Basin, and so this was a key crop to be exploited, while the rest of the world attempted to build their own rubber plantations. With profits being the main concern for Leopold, entire villages would be forced to harvest the natural rubber, essentially as slave labour. Leopold passed a number of edicts in 1891 and 1892, mandating that all rubber had to be handed over to the state officials in an attempt to monopolise the crop. If a village refused to gather rubber, the Force Publique would often take hostages and burn homes to the ground. Examples would be made of any disobedience. Heads of the defiant men, women and children would be removed and displayed on the village palisades, often in the form of a cross as a warning for those who would dare cross the Congo Free State. The Congolese were expected to harvest impossibly high amounts of rubber in a day. This was arduous, dangerous work, with people climbing high into the trees to extract the natural rubber. One of the key tools used by the Force Publique to enforce the quota was the chicote. This was a whip made from hippopotamus hide, designed to flay the skin of the victim. The chicote would leave great rents in a person's back due to the dried skin of the whip having razor-sharp edges. It was a standard punishment to be whipped multiple times for failing to meet quotas, as much as 20 times. It was said that if you were whipped 50 times, it was a death sentence. If the soldiers of the Force Publique did not engage in such violence, they themselves would be killed. If multiple quotas were not met, the Force Publique were ordered to kill those who failed. As bullets were hard to come by, the soldiers were required to use one bullet to kill one person. In order to provide proof of the kill and proof that bullets were not wasted, soldiers were required to bring back a severed hand for each bullet fired. As baskets of rubber were brought back, so too were baskets of severed hands, and laid at the feet of European trading post commanders. As a result of this practice, severed hands became a form of currency. Instead of collecting just rubber, squads of the Force Publique would collect severed hands. Instead of just claiming the hands of the dead, the living too would be mutilated, and the hands of men, women and children were taken. There were even